So whenever whoever come, I tell the person. They said he's not dead. He was shot. Other people will come, will cry. It's true. He's died. I saw he's dead. I saw him in the dead house with my eye. I saw him. People are coming. Some will say, I saw him. He's dead. I saw his body lifeless. Some will say, I saw him when he was being carried by the ambulance. People will come saying different things. So we were there until around 6 o'clock. When I had horns of vehicles, because I was emotionally imbalanced, so I just ran out. I went out to the main road. Immediately I went outside. I saw fleet of Red Cross cars from the junction up to our gate. Immediately I saw one of his colleagues. He was also a relation to me. I scolded at him. I asked him, tell me, what's happening with Omar? Is he dead? Then the moment he started telling me to take heart, that God is in control, then I make a very loud scream and I passed out. I didn't know what was happening again.
How did you feel at that point?
I felt so devastated. I was confused. Everything was mixed up in my mind. I was very young. I don't understand. Imagining my husband dead, imagining me living without my husband. That was very, very emotional for me. That was too much for me. I felt so devastated. But more than that was the sense of loss and grief that haunts me every day after his death. Knowing that I always wanted to be with him, but deep in me, I know that will never happen again. It was a real pain for me, very painful.
Did you find out what led to his death?
Yes, later we were told that he was shot. He was shot at the Red Cross headquarters, inside the Red Cross headquarters.
You did share an old Observer article dated the 11th of April 2000. I just need you to identify whether this is the article that you actually shared with me.
Yeah, that's the article.
Mr. Chairman, I would just like to read into the records the content of the newspaper article on the death of Omar Barrow.
Please proceed.
It's a daily newspaper dated the 11th of April 2000. And the title is Omar Barrow Killed. It's a press release that was issued by the Gambia Red Cross, and I quote verbatim from the article. Mr. Omar Barrow died at the Royal Victoria Hospital in Banjul after all efforts to save his life. Omar Barrow was shot within the premises of the Gambia Red Cross whilst rendering humanitarian service during the student demonstration of Monday, April 10, 2000. At the time of the gunshot, Mr. Omar Barrow was wearing a clearly marked protective Red Cross emblem, that is a Red Cross bib and helmet, which is in line with International Code of Conduct in Relief Operation and in conformity with Geneva Convention. Mr. Omar Barrow is a member of the Gambia Red Cross Society Emergency Response Team and the Resource Development Committee. Mr. Barrow, a very active and dedicated Red Cross volunteer, died in the line of duty. The entire membership of the Red Cross Gambia Red Cross Society will observe a week of mourning for the late Omar Barrow, effectively the 10th of April 2000, and all in ceremonial uniform or Red Cross t-shirts. The Red Cross said it extends condolence to the family and friends of Omar Barrow. The late Barrow is survived by a wife and a 7-month-old baby girl. That is the end of the article, Mr. Chairman, and I'd like to put this in exhibit as Exhibit 0079.
Request granted.
I'll just ask further questions as the observer is passed on to the commissioners to take a look. Just as you have told us, reading from the article, your late husband was shot right in the premise of the Gambia Red Cross Society.
Yes.
How did you feel knowing that he was shot helping other people?
Well, I felt very sad and devastated because as a humanitarian worker who is rendering service to the to other victims and casualties, wearing the Red Cross emblem inside the Red Cross premises and was killed, I cannot imagine that could ever happen.
Did you get the chance to see his body after he was shot?
Yes, on the third day, that was on the 12th of April, I went to the dead house. That's the day he was supposed to be buried. So I went to the dead house to pay my respect.
Can you please tell us the condition of his body when you saw him?
Yes, when I entered, his face was facing the wall of the dead house. Then he was turned to face me. When they turned his head, I saw oozes of blood outside from his mouth, and the shirt he was wearing was blood stains all over.
At that point, when you saw him lying there helplessly, how did you feel?
I couldn't imagine it. He was at the last floor. I had to bend. I couldn't even stand up again.
Madam Sanneh, can you please just take a sip of water? Just take your time. We'll be waiting for you. I just want to apologize for making you relive this moment all over again. I'm sure it is indeed a painful process for you. The Daily Observer article I read stated that your baby was 7 months old, and you told us that your baby was 5 months old. Which is which? Can you please verify that?
I think that was a mistake from them. My baby was five years old. She was 5 years old on the day his dad
Months,
was,
right?
Sorry. She was 5 months old on old when the day his father was buried.
Thank you very much for that clarification. Having lost your husband at that tender age. Can you tell us what impact that has had on you?
It has a very negative impact to me because it was not easy. I was a housewife. I was not working at the time. I was very young. My husband died, leaving me with a child, a baby. Thinking about the challenges ahead of me in taking care of my baby was too much. The family was there to support me, but due to their financial condition, they cannot support me. So I have to take care of my baby alone. Then I had to find a job to be able to take care of me and my baby at the time.
I will come back to that. I just want to take you back a little bit. You told us that your husband was at the mortuary. Do you know if any document was prepared with respect to his death?
Yeah, we were issued a death certificate.
And you had in fact shared that death certificate with me. I just want you to identify the death certificate so that I can put it in exhibit.
Yes, that's the death certificate.
Mr. Chairman, this is a death certificate with respect to Omar Barrow. I will want to put it in exhibit as well. The first one will be 0079. This will be 0080.
A request granted.
You've told us about the impact of your late husband on yourself. Can you please tell us the impact on his family as well?
Yes, the family also suffered because he was the breadwinner of the family. He was the only person working at the time because his siblings were all going to school. So he was taking care of everybody. And the father was not very strong also. He was taking care of the family. And after his death, it was a great loss for everybody. Yeah, it was not easy for them.
Do you know if his death had any emotional effect on his parents?
Yes, it does, because he was the one taking care of all of them. And after his death, things were very tough with them. Things were not easy. And his father think about that until he even also died. He died after 2 years after Omar's death. And after that also, things became even more worse because there was nobody to help them.
You mentioned that Omar Barrow was the only one working in among his father's children,
Yes.
and the others were going to school. Can you please tell us what grade they were in when their brother passed away?
I couldn't remember, but the younger one, I couldn't remember what grades they were going.
That's okay.
But they were very young at the time.
It's understandable. Was he the first son of his father then?
He was not the first son, but he was the one who was responsible for the family, because the first son was not working either and he was not staying there.
You mentioned that your child was 5 months old when the father died. Given that particular age and not having a father in her life, Can you please tell us how that impacted her life while growing up?
Well, it was not easy. Growing up without a father was a very difficult moment, but thanks to his uncles, his father's brothers, that she didn't felt that much. With the help of his uncle, paternal family, and my help, she was coping.
During this time, did you receive any help from the government?
No, I didn't receive any help.
Was anything done about your husband's death?
Nothing was done.
Do you know if they identified the people that shot your husband?
Not to my knowledge till now.
How do you feel like knowing that your husband was shot during a student demonstration and nothing was done about it?
I feel very bad indeed, because killing somebody's loved one who was taking care of everybody, who was the breadwinner to the family, killing that person was a great loss for the family, and nothing was ever done. No assistance from the government, no justice, nothing.
You've told us a little bit about the impact of all of these on the family and on the child as well. How about you? How were you coping emotionally with all of this?
I was emotionally devastated. At that time, I didn't even think of getting another man in my life because of the sense of loss I had, the grief, the sorrow I had in me. I was very young at the time. It haunts me a lot. I even used to have nightmares. I will sleep at night, until night I will open my door, I will go and sit outside alone in the dark. Very confused. I don't know what to do. It was a great loss for me.
The 5-month-old baby, how old is she now?
She's 19 years old now.
And can you tell us if she is in school right now?
Yes, she just started going to the University of the Gambia.
I must congratulate you on that. Having struggled all by yourself, you raised a young, intelligent lady that is striving towards excellence. Congratulations to you.
Thank you.
And you've also told us that you now have a job at Gamtel.
Yes.
I just wanted to know if you went back to school, or how did you manage to cope?
No, I didn't go back to school. But you know, before Omar died, that was January 2000, I wanted to do business management. I wanted to study business management at the MDI. So he advised me to first do computer software. So he paid for me. I started doing computer at GTMI, Gamtel School, GTMI. And he died immediately. I finished doing the foundation level. I stopped. Then when I started working I first worked at the Red Cross for 4 years. Then after I proceeded to Gamtel. So when I went to Gamtel, I did some courses there. I did ICT there, and I did CIA Business Studies up to advanced diploma level. Those are the only courses I did.
That is very commendable. You not only raised a young lady that is striving towards excellence, you yourself got up, dusted yourself, and then you built up your life again. Congratulations to you as well.
Thank you.
And thank you very much for answering all of my questions today.
Thank you.
I must apologize once again for making you relive that sorrowful moment.
It's okay.
Mr. Chairman, back to you.
Thank you very much, Council, and thank you very much, Ms. Awa Sanneh. We all share your pain to lose a loved one at a very tender age that you did. And we left with a child, and we echo Council in congratulating you in seeing that daughter through to university. That's quite an achievement. Thank you very much. Sorry about the loss. We share the pain. Commissioners, if you have any questions, please go. Yes, Imam C, you have the floor.
Awa, nanga def?
Jaama rek.
How are you?
Sa xale bi num tuddoon?
What
Atu
was
Baro.
what was the name of your child?
Atu Baro la tudda.
Faat jàngoon na?
Waaw, mu ngi jàng.
Ngay jàng.
Moom mu ngi fi, mu ngi nii toog. Amiin.
Yàlla barkeel ko yaa rabbi.
Amiin.
Yàlla fii la sa jëkkër waroon a tollu yàlla nga àgg foofu.
Amiin yaa
Nga
rabbi.
longu fa yaa rabbi Seydi bu judi.
Amiin.
Thank you, Imam C. Commissioner Carr, you have the floor, please.
Thank you, Chairman. I just want to find out how is he funding her education at the university?
I'm still struggling. Even now, I'm owing areas for last semester, and she's starting the second semester. I'm still struggling with her education.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. If there are no further questions, you have any concluding remarks to make, Ms. Sanneh? If you do, please proceed. Thank you.
I'm here. Good afternoon, Mr. Chairman, and all TRRC staff. I have a very short remarks to make. First and foremost, I would like to show my thanks and appreciation to the TRRC for the opportunity to talk about my late husband's tragic death. Omar was not only a good person, but a caring, hardworking, and ambitious parent who loved his work and his family as well. He died of humanity and died on duty while serving humanity. He never participated directly in the demonstration, but joined his colleagues and members of the emergency response team of the Gambia Red Cross Society in rendering first aid and ambulance service when he was shot and killed in cold blood. I thank the Red Cross both locally and internationally, my parents and my then in-laws, my family and my neighborhood, for the support they gave to me during those difficult times. On my part, I didn't know the reasons why they killed my husband. However, I would recommend a thorough investigation on my husband's killing and train the security personnel, particularly the police intervention unit, on how to control crowd and provide better protection for humanitarian workers, particularly those at the Red Cross. May the soul of my husband and all departed souls continue to rest in peace. I thank you all for your attention.
Thank you very much indeed for those wise words. We don't have any further proceeding, any further items to take up. We will meet again tomorrow at 10 o'clock. Meeting is adjourned. Thank you very much.
noo lañ def ñoo ñëw ak yéen rek skincare plus nara jàkkaarloo ak yéen waxtaan ak yéen tuuti rek si suñu tube suñu baax emuñ rek ci ay diw waaye comme ni ngeen ko xamee rek dañoo yëngu ci ay tube te yënguwuñ nag si just any tube suñ tube bu nekk 5 star Jesna la 5 star Jesna mooy Jesna bi gën a pire moom la ñoo tube palmaan bi gën a fort moom la ñoo liggéeyee buñ demee Bamako ñun duñ dem ci marché bi rek buub indi déedéet dañ leen a jox suñu specs ne lañ nii lañ ko buggee nay lañ ko buggee fóot bi nangami fóot lañ bugga pour mu mun a set waaw cuubi skincare déedéet doo ko sol mu di la taxa all over the place ci gàttal ñun rek si cuub dara du doy day des not only dañoo cuub but bu la neexee ñu cuubal la ba pare nag ñawal la ñaw fi mu gën a setee nag rek la ñoo fëlee ñetti ñawkat lañ am nañ ñawkati simple nga xam ne xoppati rek mbaa def sa taille basse def sa dagit def sa roba amul benn dawme am nañ koo xam ne moo ñoo dawme jigéen den am nañ tamit special ñawkat boo xam ne ñawi góor rek la ñoo defal nga bugg a sa his and hers muy korité muy tobaski mbaa muy ngénte muy takka mbaa nga bugg a rek def sa yëkka bu baax a baax daagul ba ñëw skincare plus ñu dimbali la tànnal la cuub fam gën a baaxee ndax sa yëkka gën a foor lii nga ne lan xoolal bi takka la skincare fii la fu léegi yéen tey we're not all about skin we are skin care and the plus does come in so many different ways cubantu wuñ de dañ cub bam saf-saf
Uma